Alright guys, welcome back to the Pinch channel. I am your host, the Pinch, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 cards from this first set of the My Hero Academia collectible card game. Let's get to it. Alrighty guys, welcome back to another great video here in the channel. I was just thinking about what are the top cards that I see with crazy effects from this first set, and so I just decided to make this video. We're gonna start it off with the honorary mentions because obviously there's a lot of cards that are really good, and I want to make sure that I give these cards a shout out just in case. So here we go. We're gonna start it with Great Rush Attack. So barely missed the top 10. I think very good card. It has the highest attack, I'm pretty sure, of every card printed right now. And again, attack is blocked. You can grab another card from the discard pile into your hand. So I definitely think that this card deserved at least a little bit of credit because it's definitely a good card. Coming on next, this one was really tough. I had to call a couple of my friends to make sure that I was making the correct call here because obviously this card could be really good. Though we decided that we're going to make a different video where we talk about combinations between character cards and actual cards that I think makes the case for why the card is actually good. This card, obviously, really good. You commit it, you unflip one of your committed foundation. So this could be combined with a bunch of different cards that get to flip, right? You flip it, you use it, and then you use this to unflip it, and then you can reuse it later. Definitely a really good combination, but I feel like because it has to be used with other cards to make it actually worth it, it barely missed the top 10. All right, guys, next card is Blitz Rush. Love this card, guys. Love this card. 7 damage. Okay, it gets +2 damage for each card in your own momentum, and I think that could be huge, right? Obviously now we're talking into actual combination of cards with other cards, but the fact that you can put this in, I mean, not every deck, because obviously you have to use the 3 elements right there, in one of the 3 elements, so it can only be played in those 3, but I still think that whatever it is that you're playing, the moment that you have momentum, this card becomes super good. And if you ever get to the deadlock, right, we are going to force them to commit a foundation for each card on my momentum. So that's really good too. So I just thought that it would be definitely one of those cards that I feel like really good by itself, definitely better in combination with other cards. So it is part of our honorary mentions. Okay, Apathetic. This card, again, I feel like this, I don't want to put an actual top 10 in order, but this card is for sure 11. This is 11. I don't think it crossed the top 10, but it definitely deserves a big shout out just because being able to flip an opponent's foundation could save you the game. And so being able to just flip it, you flip the other opponent's foundation that you think is going to be a problem, you do it right off the bat and your first enhance, it could change the game completely. And again, we go back to the same thing that I said before with the cape, like being able to unflip this later could be useful as well. So definitely honorary mention. And then finally we have Super Regeneration. Love this card. It saved me for so many games. Being able to flip it after you lose health, you just gain 3 health, can literally save your life in this game. And again, in combination with cape, being able to unflip it later and use it again just keeps getting you 3 health over and over again. So I think this card definitely, again, one of those cards that I feel like you could make the argument, right? All of these 5 cards, I think you can make an argument and put them in the top 10, but obviously this is my opinion. So we're going to be talking about my top 10 here next. All right, guys, let's talk about the top 10. Again, this is my opinion. This is what I think are the best 10 cards from this set. Now, you could argue it. You can flip it around. Just to save myself from any type of arguments between which one is the best card and which one is the worst card, I'm just going to say my top 10. Doesn't really matter what order. I just feel like these cards are super powerful for their own reasons. And so let's get to it, starting with Tape Swing. Tape Swing, super good card. You cannot be completely blocked. It is a 4 mid, 6 damage card. What you do is you basically discard a momentum, change the zone of the attack. Because you change the zone of the attack, now you get 2 damage, right? And you can do it as many times as you want. So that's crazy. You have 5-6 momentum, you just keep doing it, just plus 2 damage, plus 2 damage, plus 2 damage. And I just think that's super good. Obviously, people are going to argue, well, you got to check the 2, right? When you're checking for your foundations or for your attacking cards, it is kind of a minus. It feels bad, but again, it's such a good card. It could end the game, especially if you have like a lot of momentum. So I just had to put it in a top 10. Next up, we have Manly Passionate Guy. This card, okay, again, one of those cards that I feel like you could probably argue, take it out of the top 10, you know, put one of the honorary mentions in here, but being able to just basically build the foundation after using it as a block is insane for 2 reasons. One, you're adding more foundation to your board to be able to use it next turn after you're done with the block. 2, that card that you just blocked with is now leaving your actual field. And so now the next block that you play is not going to be affected by progressive difficulty. So I just think that's crazy. A super good, really good card. Definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Hardened Jab. Another card, again, it's so hard to do a top 10 without like understanding that you're probably making a mistake somewhere. But I just felt like this card is super good. I mean, it's a 3 speed, 5 damage, but most importantly, that enhance. Add 1 face down foundation from your stage to your hand. Period. Build the top card of your deck face down. Here's the trick. You can just build the top card of your deck face down. Like it's not a requirement. So you don't have to add a face down foundation from your board into your hand in order to build a card from the top of your deck to your actual like field. And so you can just play this like turn 2 after your opponent went, you attack with it, and now you're causing pressure, and also it works as a double thing because you're attacking and you just built the foundation. Yeah, granted, you're not going to be able to use any effects on that foundation, right? But that's nuts. It's super good. So definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Passing the Torch. Next card. Okay, Passing the Torch. Being able to extend plays, probably one of the most important things in this game. And being able to just commit it, draw 1 card, awesome. If you don't have any cards in your hand, you just draw 2 cards. So, I mean, in any game, you can name it. Drawing cards is always good. And so, what's to argue with this card? You draw a card, and if you don't have any cards in hand, you draw 2. That's just crazy. Crazy good. Okay. Let me get hit with the comment section with this one. Let me get hit with all those comments, all that hate in the for this card. Specialized sound waves. People are gonna say it. Why would you put this card in your deck? Like, if you ever check it, it's a 2. That's a liability. Like, you're not really doing that much damage. Like, why would you put this in your deck, right? Okay, here comes my arguments. It says, after you play this card, draw a card. The other response, remove 1 momentum. After you play this card, add up to 2 cards from either player's discard pile to the top of their deck in any order. Okay. I just want you to hear this, because here's another thing too. You get to pick which order for that response. So that should give it right away why this card is busted. You play this card, you remove your momentum, you choose whatever 2 cards from your discard pile are going to win you the game. You put it at the top of your deck, and then you go response after you play this card, draw a card. So now you put it in your hand. Another thing that you could do is maybe you want to check a 6 for the next card that you're going to play. So guess what? You go to your discard pile, you grab whichever card has that check 6, you put it at the top. Guess what? You're good to go. So good. Such a good card. I'm telling you right now, this is probably like, I don't know. I mean, I can't say that it's underrated because I haven't really heard much from people about this card, but I can just tell you right now, this card's busted. Like being able to pick whatever card from your discard, because remember, this game, every single time you play a card, you have to check something. So you might have gotten unlucky, and the card that you needed to win is in your discard pile. Guess what? You just draw it with this card. Put it in your hand. You put it in your hand, put a 6 check underneath, you draw the top card, is the one that you need to win, you put it down, check a 6, there you go. Good game. Great card. You're so obvious. Okay. This card can save you so many times, so many different situations. There's a lot of decks that run cards that say plus 12 damage or plus 13 speed, and you're just standing there like, I'm gonna have to take this damage, or I can't block this, right? There you go. You enhance, you destroy, you return the attack speed or the attack's damage back to where it was originally. So you just wait for your opponent to go super hardcore, increase their speed, increase their damage, and you just go, nope, destroy my You're So Obvious, and then now you go back to normal. Such a good card. Can't argue with this one. It's so good. And that's why it is in the top 10. All right, here we go. Erase is broken. We all know it. This card is insane. I mean, if you use it's enhance, right? You just seal an asset or a foundation from your opponent. Nuts. Like, you're going for the win? There you go. You're trying to defend yourself from dying? There you go. So good. And I guess you could probably argue that, like, I said at the beginning of the video that, like, most of these cards, you know, you can just put them in whatever element deck and, like, it would work just fine. This obviously only works with Eraserhead for that response. But man, being able to just put this down and say your character has no effects anymore, it's just so good. And then it just gets discarded from the card pool anyway, so then it doesn't affect progressive difficulty. Like, this card's just nuts. Like, there's... And then when we come up with that video of combo plays, you're going to see why this card's even more nuts. But even just as a normal enhance, you remove it and then you seal a rival asset or foundation could save you in any situation. So I think this is definitely useful, period, on any of those, you know, 3-element decks. And then if you happen to be running the character Aizawa, Eraserhead, like, then it just becomes more busted. So I had to put this in the top 10, guys. Like, I know... Again, I said that, like, combo plays were not going to be brought into the conversation, but I can't not put Erase in the top 10. But card's busted. Wall Cling. Very, very good card. Very good card. For one reason and one reason only. You're about to take 19 damage. Okay? And you can only partially block. Or you can block, right? Obviously, if you block completely and it's a throw, you still have to take damage, right? And then if you can't completely block it, but you want to partially block it, you're still taking damage. Guess what? Not with this card. No matter what, partial block, full block with a throw effect, whatever it is, if this attack is blocked, it deals no damage. Super good card. It'll save you. I mean, you're about to die, like you can't do anything except for, like, partial block. You enhance, flip this card, you just took no damage. Insane card. Super good. And that's why it's in the top 10. I mean, what else is there to say about this card? Meteor Shower. Okay? Any card that can get looped is going to for sure be in the top 10. And this card is just very good. You got a 4 speed, 5 damage. Enhance, discard 1 momentum, add 1 copy of Meteor Shower from your discard pile into your momentum. Okay? That effect, if this attack is added to your momentum, you can add it face up. So now you can see it, right? Next enhance, momentum, discard this card, add this card to your hand. So now that's the loop right there. Okay? You discard a momentum, you put Meteor Shower face up in your momentum, then you discard it, put it in your hand. That's just nuts. Super nuts. And again, you're able to see it every time because of its effect of if this card is added to your momentum, you add it face up. So you just, there you go. Enhance, enhance. Thank you. Play it again. You know what I mean? And then if you have something on the discard pile, you can do it again. If you have it on your momentum, you just do it again. I mean, again, any card that can be looped, super good. And I think that's it, well deserved to be in the top 10. Lastly, guys, our last card out of our top 10 card number 10. And again, they don't have any type of order. I just wanted to make sure that I put these cards in the top 10, and we can talk about, like, you know, which one's first, second, third later. Detroit Smash. Okay, Detroit Smash, insane card. Okay, yeah, it checks for a 2, super bad. Yeah, it costs 6, but again, in any of those 3 decks, right, those 3 elements, you discard a momentum and you add up 3 cards from your hand into your momentum. So you just went from 1 momentum to 3. So that's a +2. You negged your hand. Good argument. Okay. And then again, because of the combo, and we go back to the same argument, right? With the like whole, like, why are you putting cards here that can't be utilized by like not specific characters? Guys, I'm sorry, but like, there's so, first of all, we have how many All Might characters right now? 2, 3, maybe a 4th one, right? With the DLC and the promos. Like, All Might's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be popular. Everybody loves All Might, of course. You have the All Might Enhance. Permanently reduce your cards, your character's hand size by 1. You draw 3 cards. So the cards that you put back into your momentum, you just get them back for no reason. And then the fact that you can just discard a momentum and get +2 speed, or discard a momentum and get +2 damage, that card's just insane. I mean, like, that is an automatic 3 momentum that you have underneath your character, and that could be +4 speed and 2 damage. That could be plus, you know, that could just be straight up +6 damage. You can just go all into speed if you're trying to, you know, beat your opponent in that last shot. Again, I understand that in order to be able to do that, right, you have to have that combo. But again, even without the fact that you have All Might as your character, you discard 1 momentum, you add up 3 cards from your hand into your momentum, and guess what? You can still do the EX2 or the Powerful 2, and your card is still busted. Okay, the only thing that differentiates this between a super good play and a good play is the fact that if you don't have All Might as your character, you cannot draw 3 cards. But even if you don't have All Might as your character, guess what? You still can discard a momentum, put 3 in there, and then use this ability and just get speed and damage. So I mean, super good either way. But yeah, guys, that was my list. I mean, again, I want to hear you guys in the comment section below. What are the arguments? Why, you know, I might have missed something. I'm really sorry. This is just my opinion. I took my time. I researched the cards. Again, we're going to have another list of top 10 combos, whether it's a character with a card or maybe like 2 or 3 cards that come into together, like that Aizawa Eraserhead Broken Play. We're going to talk about those things as well. But again, I just think that these 10 cards deserve to be in the top 10. And again, those 5 honorary mention cards, you could make that argument to put it in the top 10 as well. But I think this was definitely, in my opinion, the top 10 best cards for this first set of the My Hero Academia collectible card game. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.